Summertime. Wintertime. Anytime. You can't tell me shit.
We are back. It is the 6th episode of the BBET GamesCast. I am joined by Superman Jeff 12.
Here.
Blue Bones.
BOUB0 NES.
And our brand new team member, Junae Benet.
She said, "Wop me on." Woo.
So, as always, we like to start with what we are playing. So, in honor of our new cast member, Junae, let us know what have you been gaming on in the past week or so?
Me first, huh? Okay, so I have been playing. You know what's so funny is my PlayStation is literally up, and you know how like sometimes somebody asks you a question and you draw a blank. Look at God. So I have been playing Far Cry New Dawn and Mortal Kombat.
You've been streaming that for us too, right?
Yeah. You guys weren't there for the crocodiles, but don't worry, I clipped it.
I don't think I saw that.
No, I clipped it. It was terrifying as compared to crocodiles. So, thanks Ubisoft. I didn't know that. Honey badgers, bears.
Yo, that honey badger was
wildlife.
messing you up.
For why though?
With
them honey badgers.
And you had the chainsaw ammo. I don't know what it was. The buzzsaw.
The gun. Yeah, the saw gun.
She shot that boy like 3-4 times in the head. He was just sitting there like, and
eating like like eating them.
Is that like true to life for honey badgers? Is that
apparently they
a
are
scientific fact?
Apparently they're as savage in the game as they are in real life. So
that's wild, y'all.
Yeah.
So,
and they say Hufflepuff is the softest class. Like, get out of here.
Is that it for you, Junae?
I was playing Dauntless. I was into that, but a lot of these online games, I don't like playing by myself. Like,
that's definitely a group
activity. I just don't like. I'll play Overwatch by myself because I'm nice now. But like when I play other games by myself that I'm not as nice with, I'd be like, this is boring. I don't have anybody to laugh at my stupid stories. Like, remember Blue Bones when we would play Monster Hunter and it would be like we would probably get through like maybe 1.5 hunts, but it would be like hilarious. And so I enjoyed those days of like Monster Hunter, but like as of right now, Dauntless is kind of just sitting there and I want to get back into it, but
I feel like that's been the sentiment for Dauntless for everybody who's touched it for the most part. Okay. Jeff, what's up with you? What you been gaming on?
So I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It got a little bit more life breathed into it. As far as the story maker DLC for that,
right? How does that work? The story maker stuff.
So you go onto a separate website, right? You create what characters you want in it. You actually even create the narrative and the location of where the story is going to take place.
Wow.
So what the people were doing they were XP farming it. So they were actually like kind of abusing it. So they kept getting taken down.
That's
so like they'll put a mission on where you basically complete the mission by going to a location, and the location is right where you spawn.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and you just keep
and then it just gives you like the max amount of XP or something.
A bunch of XP and a bunch of dragons.
I think they did that because remember when we were at E3 and Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah.
I played it and it took so long to get everywhere. So I think they probably fixed that because they're like, people are probably complaining that they got to do this and they got to do that. And like, you still got a lot of stuff to do. So I don't know, maybe.
The thing about that is like Origins, for example, they made it so that way you had to do the side quests. So just doing the main quest, so I did my main quest. I'm going to be 2 levels under the next main mission. In order for me to get there, I got to then go and do these important side missions. Odyssey is a little bit less like that, where they don't push the side quests on you so much. But there's a lot more side quests because basically Greece is way bigger than Egypt. Like, because you got Sparta, you got Athens, you're going to Attica, you're going all over the Greek world. So there's so many quests and so many different things to do. I get people XP farming, but there's so many things you can use that story maker for. Like, you can even use some of the DLC characters like actual gods, like Hades and
That's pretty cool.
yeah, exactly.
But
and
like,
kind of make a story around them.
That's why that sounds so odd to me, because it seems like it's kind of a side hacky type thing. So what's the point of, you know, boosting your character's XP? Like, does that affect the regular story?
Well, because this isn't separate from the regular story.
See, and
it doesn't disable. It doesn't. So like mods for like Far Cry.
Oh, so it's literally just letting you mod the actual single player story.
Exactly.
Oh, that's actually
separate. So like
super crazy.
you would go to a location. There would be a portal there for. Let's say another person created a story. I can see his story on my map.
Mm-hmm.
You go in, you get into the portal, you go do the mission, and you pop back out the portal. Same thing for mine. So they don't actually interfere with the main story, but you can use characters from the main story to kind of create your little short story.
Okay, that's dope.
I feel like that is a amazing idea that should not have given you EXP rewards.
I agree.
Or you should have one standard EXP reward.
Exactly.
That way people don't abuse it.
There should be a limitation on how little you have to do to get that XP. Just loading in and going to a point should not be an ability to actually a condition to complete the mission.
Assassin's Creed is a single player game. Like, who cares? Right?
Exactly.
Like, you're not like imbalancing somebody else's game experience. You're just hacking the crap out of your own. So why not?
You know what? You're absolutely right, because a lot of times when we're thinking about EXP farming, we're thinking about unfair online gameplay.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's right. Single player is not really going to do that.
I don't think about it like that. Like, I played Hollow Knight, and I was farming.
Yeah.
And I noticed, like, when I do play these other games, like, even for I don't think there was a real way to farm for like God of War, but I got to a certain level where like I was running through Valkyries. Like, I got to Valkyries that I thought were gonna be hard and they weren't. So I guess I've never had the opportunity to farm for like an online gameplay where I was just super buff.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So like, now I get it though. You like. I feel like Assassin's Creed is so intricate that, like, by the time you get to fighting people, you're like, this isn't my main enjoyment. So who cares if I can swing this one time and you're dead? Like,
that's my main enjoyment.
Like, well, you know, like, there's just so much to do and so much to
it depends on the player in that case. If they don't care about the fighting stuff, for example, and they want to hack the XP so that they can breeze through it, then this is a tool for them to do so. Right?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can do a whole video on Assassin's Creed because they kind of changed the formula up where there's kind of class skill trees, where there's an assassin who focuses on obviously assassinations. There's a kind of a warrior who focuses on hand-to-hand combat and some abilities, and then there's the hunter who focuses on the bow. So they changed the combat up drastically and added another element to it. It's more RPG invested than any of the other predecessors. I think Origin started off and Odyssey kind of picked it up. But enough about Assassins. Lastly, I've been playing Gears of War 4. I've been picking that back up and streaming that, and that's been fun.
Okay.
All right.
So, Blue, what have you been playing?
Outside of the norm, I've been doing some Anthem work.
Right, you just got it, right? It was on sale.
Yeah, I am super happy with the purchase. It was $30. You know what I'm saying? You save that money. On top of that, my girlfriend's like, "Oh, I got it," so I got it technically for free. Yay! I love you, baby. So yeah, Anthem. I've been playing that. It's a amazing $30 game. It would have
that was a jab. Was that a jab?
Yeah.
Was that a jab? Okay, because I paid $80. I'm just saying.
You paid $80. Wow, you didn't even have to, and you paid $80.
That hurts.
Well, there was some early access, and then there was some legendaries you automatically start off with. So.
When are y'all gonna stop believing the hype? Like,
sometimes
pre-orders don't do nothing.
It was worth it.
You gotta
I wanted to play the game early. I wanted to play the game early. It gave me that. I didn't have a problem until in game, and that was what 30 hours later.
Right.
I'm spreading mine out. So yeah, I've been doing Anthem, and then one of my regulars with big stuff coming up, Final Fantasy 14. Shadowbringers is dropping on the it technically drops on July 2nd, but if you have early access, kind of the stuff we was talking about, it drops on Friday. So me and my free company are gearing up. We're ready to roll. We're trying to move all our free company stuff from one server, or not one server, but one area to another. We're gathering stuff. It's busy on the server right now, so we're super excited about that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and that's basically it. That's basically it for the new stuff this week. Yeah.
Now, Siggy, what have you been playing?
Right, myself. This was actually a while back. I couldn't talk about it the last podcast, but I was playing My Friend Pedro for review. That 2D shooter, that side-scrolling shooter. It's actually on Switch and PC, which is like a weird combination. Usually you don't get, just Switch like in PC games. But it's super short. But it was like, it's hectically fun. Like the premise is that you're this guy who can flip in slow motion and like shoot in two directions at the same time, and like it's like super violent. So like when you look at it, like it looks like, oh wow, that's crazy. Like, will I be able to do that stuff? And honestly, yeah, like they make it super easy for you to do a bunch of stuff that looks crazy and cinematic and whatnot. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, like it's cool, but it kind of runs thin after a while because you are kind of doing the same thing, but even so, it's super short. So that kind of goes to show you, like, if it's that short and it still starts to feel a little repetitive, that they need to kind of do more. That was like what it left me with. And then just today, I actually started playing Doom from 2016. So
yeah,
the next one, Doom Eternal, looks so dope that I just had to. No, that's not on. That actually is on Switch, but I've been playing Doom on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they did port that to Switch actually.
Yeah, which I thought was weird, but
right,
it's a little scaled down, but it still functions.
Like,
apparently.
I do just want to like. So I was really excited when the Nintendo Switch came out. I was on a tour where I got to teach other people how to use it. So not only did I like see it from jump, I had the chance to teach other people how to use it. And I was really excited for all the games that they were coming out with. But it was real like older stuff, like there's a new Bomberman, right? And there was time? Like the what?
You mean like around launch time?
Yeah. Yeah, and like they had like Breath of the Wild and like that RX or like racing game, remix racing game,
Fast RMX,
and Just Dance and all that stuff. And then like as I kept seeing games for the Switch, I kind of noticed that like a lot of it was either like top down or stuff that they've used from like other Nintendo things, and so
like re-releases and ports
or platformers,
Right.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see something that was just like a bit more like immersive, because I get it, right? Platformers are cool, but that's what Nintendo is kind of like. That's what everybody remembers Nintendo for, is platformers. Or top down is also kind of easy or like whatever. So like the fact that they do have Doom in there is like, I'm not going to, it was terrifying to me. Not terrifying. I was just a little scary. But I'm not going to play it on there. But then it's like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. But then when I see it have games like 2K, like I would like to see games like that, but not 2K. Like if I ever come over and you be like, hey, you want to play 2K on the Switch? First of all, I don't want to play 2K. Second of all, I'm going to call you all types of clowns for playing 2K on the Switch.
That's a testament to the popularity of the Switch since its launch. Because, its launch window was actually kind of scarce. But they're actually porting nowadays a lot more current generation games. Like, for example, just this past E3, they put The Witcher 3 on that thing.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. I
mean, it looks like hot garbage visually, but it's on there.
Trying.
It's on there. So
yeah. I feel like the Switch is like a preteen. You know what I mean? They're kind of dipping their foot into some adult stuff, but for the most part, they're kids.
Just like the Wii U, it got nothing.
Yeah, the Wii U didn't get anything because
it got Oh no, I was gonna say
no third-party game.
Yeah,
it was like
nobody wanted to.
No, wasn't there an Assassin's Creed on there?
On the Wii U? No.
I'm pretty sure, y'all. Wait, hold on. There's something.
Keep going.
I think you're tripping. They just put Assassin's Creed 3 on the Switch just now.
Yeah.
So,
but like, I love the idea of being able to play those games on the go, right? But that's why I was invested into like the PS Vita. And so me and like a couple of like me and like my friend and my boyfriend were all talking about it, and you know, they were saying how like the PS Vita is like super still popular in Japan, and they're releasing things for it in Japan, but it just didn't pick up here. And I'm like, that's crazy, because I would love to play Assassin's Creed like on the go. I would love to play these games on the go.
Well, you can.
Do I want to use my Switch? I don't want to use my Switch for it though, because my Switch is awkward. I tried to play the Starlink Atlas game, and you cannot play that handheld. You gotta set that up.
Have that issue. But speaking of the Switch, we're going to start moving into our topics. First one is, apparently there have been rumors for a while now that Nintendo has been looking to make new models of the Switch, right? But now, because of some shifting of merchandise from one manufacturer to another, some stuff has leaked about the existence of a Switch Mini and possibly a Switch Pro. So 2 new iterations of the Switch. One that's going to be a little cheaper, a different form factor. Maybe the Joy-Cons will be attached to it, is what the design looks like. And then maybe a slightly more powerful version of the Switch, like a half console generation step up, like the Xbox One X or the PlayStation 4 Pro. So is that something that excites anybody? The ideas of new versions of the Switch in this generation?
I believe that. So the lower version, it does something. It pretty much, anybody who doesn't have a Switch yet, it's kind of like the 2DS version of the 3DS. It's like, okay, if you don't have a Switch, here's a cheaper model that you can still play the games, but without all the functionality. The Pro version, though, I don't see anybody who currently has a Switch upgrade into that version, especially if they already have one and it's going to play the same games.
Yeah, like what are you going to get for it? I mean, that's going to be in the air at this point, because this is just rumors anyway, so we wouldn't know. Yeah. But I mean, what do you guys? What would make you want a Pro version of the Switch? Like, what's something that they could introduce that would make you say, "Oh, I need to get a Pro Switch"?
Trade-in value.
VR, right?
VR.
Like,
I don't know. You saw they tried VR. Nintendo tried VR with the Labo kit.
Yeah.
No, that was with VR. That was like, here, you do it. That was.
They literally had you hold the thing to your face. I can't believe someone okayed that idea.
But for kids, it's a great idea. You're being creative. You're hands-on. Video games aren't just having you stare at a screen. You're actually doing manual work, and then you're staring at a screen. So it's kid-wise, it's a very brilliant marketing scheme, but it's a scheme.
Yeah, it does come off as a
I'm just
scheme.
Like, in hindsight, I'm glad that they used cardboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would have been a lot of stuff to waste. Because most people did that once or twice.
Yeah, and that was
no one picked it up like, oh, back to the old cardboard video games.
Yeah.
No one went back to that on a regular basis. So I think for a one-time project, it was.
For me, I actually think the idea of a Switch Mini is kind of cool, because I have a kid who uses my Switch, and if I could get a less, because like the Joy-Cons will slide off when he's trying to do something, or for whatever reason he just likes taking off the Joy-Cons and playing with those and the Pro Controller. Like he just likes having all the stuff around him, and it just annoys me, because I'm like, can you just put it together and play it one way? If they get a cheaper Switch that's just one thing like a 3DS, that's something I could get and give to him. The only issue at that point is, will I have to buy all my games twice or something? I don't know how they work out game sharing, but
that don't. Yeah, oh my gosh, that would suck.
But for really suck. In regards to the Pro version, I kind of don't see a point for it either. Like, Nintendo, they've never chased, the high graphically intense stuff. The stuff they make that's first party ends up looking really good without using tons of graphical horsepower. So,
what do you? I think they're trying to do what they did with the 3DS, because you had the 3DS, the XL,
they barely
the TDX.
Used it. Yeah, when they did what did they call it? The one that was slightly more powerful with the extra thumbstick.
Wasn't it the XL or something like that?
No, that was just the bigger one.
No, that was the extra large version. But there
No,
was.
it was. This is why I forgot because it was a dumb name. It was the new 3DS.
Oh yeah.
Was that the whole name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was new 3DS.
The new, and it had the little like.
And
I don't know what you call those triangles coming out there. It was multicolored.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My bad. My thing was messed up. Sorry. But yeah, it was the new 3DS, and it was the 3DS XL, and had the C button for Smash. I was also working for Nintendo when that came out.
So did you get one for like the cheap?
No. What?
No. Okay. All right.
I think the mini is cute. As a single dude with no kids, I don't think it's gonna be worth it. But I can understand how it would work for families, and that's what Nintendo caters towards the best. So
right.
Do it to it, fam.
Sure.
Okay, so we're gonna move on. Go ahead. Sorry,
real quick.
No,
and with the Pro version, the only thing that they could do to make it worth it is put integrated voice comms. So if I can plug in my headset and link up, I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna be honest. There's zero reason why that doesn't work already on the Switch. They chose to not make it
on
work.
your phone for voice chat, but I don't know how many people it supports either.
About 4 people total.
Jesus,
no, it's pretty crap. But if they fixed that in a Pro version and did what Xbox and P4 has been doing, it might be.
I'm sorry, I refuse.
I don't know if I'd spend 3 something on another one.
Right?
No,
yeah, I refuse to believe that you would need an entirely new device for them to get that right.
Exactly.
Like, they can fix that in the software update. I feel like they just choose not to. So we all know Nintendo sucks at it. Nintendo's just
no pre-order.
Wow.
No, you're right. No pre-orders. But we're gonna move on to our next topic.
Guy.
Jeff, you actually brought this to our attention. Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans.
Yeah.
What's it about?
So I'm not a big Teen Titan Go fan.
Right, we're aware of this.
I've been very, very, very honest about that. I tried watching it a few times. It just does not work for me. But when I watched the trailer, they did a great job with balancing the goofiness of Teen Titans Go with the seriousness of the original Teen Titans. And I would actually watch that. But my question is, did the original Teen Titans Go movie do bad? Is that why they're going straight to DVD? Or did they not make as much as they wanted to?
That's a good question. I don't actually know what their box office.
Maybe they're just afraid because everybody was hype on Teen Titans, right? And then when Teen Titans Go came out, it just became super syndicated. Like, because I didn't really like Teen Titans Go either. Like, at first I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try it. And then I was like, what is this? And then the episodes came where they started like singing and doing the music. I was like,
it got you.
But kids love it. They have a huge audience.
Yeah.
Like,
but audience. Big enough to have a movie. Like, have you heard anything about Nickelodeon Wonder Park? You know, like, how well did that movie do? Did The Grinch even do well with Pharrell? Like, I think they're just taking these things into account. Like, Teen Titans Go is big, but how big is it? Because, like I said, it became, like, super syndicated. Like, you can turn on the TV at any time, sans Adult Swim hours, and there's going to be a Teen Titans Go episode.
Exactly.
So,
Now, they already had one movie, so that's my question is, did that movie not do well?
That's a good question. That's something to look up, because I actually went to see it. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was good. Like, it was a good movie version of Teen Titans. I felt like they kind of played it safe. The thing that I liked the most about them was they're like super meta in terms of kind of coloring outside the lines and going outside the box for their episodes. Like, they know that there's a huge audience that hates them, and they take every opportunity that they can to make fun of them, and I find that so hilarious. So, like, the idea that they got a movie was also a big sticking point, and they were super meta about them getting a movie in that movie, but I just wanted them to kind of take a step further. They played it, like, super safe. So, but with this movie, them teaming up with their older selves, I feel like they know, like, they're coveting you, Jeff, like that exact audience who love the old show and like hate the new show. Like, they're like, we're gonna force you to watch what the new show is and understand what it is, so that maybe you'll finally come around.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
And you know what? One thing I've always said, and I think a lot of people agree with, Marvel has better live action. DC has the better animated. Movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think they're kind of just going where they feel comfortable. You know, most of these movies don't hit the silver screen. And they already did it once, and they're like, okay, that was good enough. We don't need to, you know, let's stop while we're ahead and just do what we know is good.
And that can also mean that they had a huge bump in DVD sales when they came on DVD from the theaters.
Very
so that could be another thing. Not that they necessarily did bad, but they could have possibly made more money on DVDs than they did, in theater.
Why spend all that money?
Yeah, with the marketing and the showings and stuff. Yeah, like why not just make the thing, put it on DVD, and then reap that benefit? Yeah, it makes sense.
Because nowadays, people aren't buying a DVD, so it doesn't cost them to actually make, the DVD.
Yeah, they'll just order it digitally or whatever.
Exactly.
Right?
They're just
and on top of that, putting it on the streaming platforms as well can be a bit quicker. Like, I saw something in theaters, and I was really surprised how quickly it came to, like, one of the streaming platforms. I forgot what it was, but I was like, dang, like, The Grinch is already on
Netflix, yeah.
On Netflix.
Into the Spider-Verse is on Netflix right now.
Oh, word! I've been waiting for that.
Yes.
I mean, I saw it in the theaters, but I'm gonna watch it like 30 times.
I'm gonna watch it.
I got the. Did you guys see that? I got the record. The record. They only made like a finite amount of the.
Oh, like a vinyl. Oh, that's
yes,
dope.
I got the vinyl.
You gotta show us one day.
That's cool as hell. Okay, I mean, I guess that does it for Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans. The next story,
a really quick caveat into like we love streaming.
But Jeff, you also brought up the next story regarding PUBG.
Oh, okay. So recently we found out that I believe it was a new studio that's coming from the creators of Dead Space.
Right. Yeah. Ex Dead Space developers are. It's a kind of a satellite studio outside of Bluehole, the people who make PUBG. They're opening them up to focus on story content, like for an online multiplayer game, Battle Royale.
My thing is, if this was going to happen, this is something that should have came with the game. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking now it's too late. Two things. Reason why is because they've lost a huge amount of people to Fortnite, and
Apex. Yeah.
Now, maybe when people were playing PUBG consistently, hey, here's a story mode. Now, it depends on what that story mode is going to consist of. If it's going to be some type of Dead Space-like game type of story, I might play that. If you dropped in this area, there's all these monsters or xenomorphs or whatever.
Do you think it would be something like that? Because it is a PUBG story.
Yes. I'm just saying, this is the only way I would play it. But if it's like your traditional story mode, like Call of Duty, and you got to go through this mission and stuff like that, then no.
Right.
But I'm hoping that's why the creators of producers of Dead Space, they're making it. Hopefully that's going to add a spin to it. Because they have to know that somebody has to tell them that just creating a traditional story for this game is not going to cut it.
No, it's definitely not. I mean, look at the players. Look at the people who play these kind of games, right? Right. Just like you said before, Jeff, lots of them already went to Fortnite. So there's just a very small niche of dudes and girls who's playing PUBG. And then you're going to make a story for them when they've already like committed to playing this mode?
Playing the Battle Royale
mode. But
it's going to be rough.
So it's super easy to be negative Nancy and judging Jerry, right? Super easy to do that. But a positive thing, I gotta talk with my shoulders. Okay. A positive thing that could have happened is that they're like, but people are willing to come back and give these things a chance. That's right? True.
Yeah.
So
something new.
You have lost the people from PUBG to Fortnite because Fortnite was free and cross-platform, right?
Right.
But for people who are going to be like, well, the graphics are really babyish. Like, you ever met somebody who'd be like, I don't watch cartoons, but you watch Family Guy. But Family Guy not a cartoon. how it's not a cartoon when it's animated. Those people, you know what I mean? Where they're like, I don't really like the baby graphics, whoop the bam.
All the Jeffs of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, you know, so I think possibility is a way just to kind of draw people back in because there's something new. Because I guarantee you, you know, PUBG hasn't been like releasing patches after patches and skins and like Fortnite has been. Fortnite's
they've been trying, definitely not at the same pace.
No,
but it has become a lot more animated and colorful in that, like, whether you're giving you silly costumes and
and you know, there's only so many times where I'm gonna think a frying pan is funny and winner chicken dinner. Like, all right, we get it. You know, it was funny. So it's a possibility. It's just a way to draw them back in and get people talking about it again. PUBG is considered like an esports where people like compete and they make tournaments for it. Yeah. So they do want to blow it back up because H1N1
H1Z1
I was gonna say Z1, but I'm like,
yeah, because that's the actual virus. I think H1.
Right. Yeah. Now, to me, I played both. I did not enjoy H1Z1. Just me. I played it for PlayStation. What was the Battle Royale version?
But
I did not care for it. Now, PUBG to me,
judging Jerry. Should I judging?
I don't judge.
Judging Jeffrey. Judging Jeffrey.
I play a lot of first-person multiplayer shooters. I played a lot of PUBG. I don't mind the story, but I would like them to fix the state of the game. So, like, a lot of times, I parachute in, I hit the ground, the world's still building.
Yeah.
And it's been on stream, you know. I'm so I hit the ground, and I'm just walking through an invisible house that's building around me. I think they need to fix those things so that way I can play the game the way I want to play it. I don't know how many times I got killed from getting shot through a building.
Do you like stuff like Insurgency, Sandstorm, and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more you.
I mean, I do a little bit of everything, but I do enjoy those.
So which one you like more? Insurgency or PUBG? Like,
honestly, right now, I like Apex.
That wasn't even on the list.
I know, but
other stuff on the list. But
I had to put it on top.
to get back on topic from what Jeff Jeff was mentioning in terms of how that game functions, I feel like that is a huge issue because if they're gonna use that engine, like PUBG is janky as all hell. Like even in highlight, like the regular state of the game when it's functioning normally is janky as hell. Like when you enter a vehicle, it's a snap. It's like a jump cut. There's no animation where you actually open a door and get in the car. Like that's real awkward to me. You're gonna build a single player narrative based story around. Like you're not gonna get any more immersive with the way that game runs. Like if they want to do something like that, I think they need a whole new game. PUBG 2 with a story.
Can I be honest about what I feel like PUBG was?
Mm-hmm.
From a someone just sighed. I want to be.
Oh no.
Oh, I was like, do you know what I'm about to say? I think that PUBG was like the entitlement of a white guy's type of game because you're right, they did the bare minimum and blew up. Right. And then someone came in and someone came in and I play Counter-Strike, right? Someone came in and culturally appropriated all these dances on Fortnite,
right? And
put these people in, and now it's popping, and it was free. And so people are spending mad money on these loot llamas, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, PUBG, like when I went in to create my character, I was like, oh, I can make her a black girl. And I was like, her skin look real patchy, but I guess I'm happy with this. Like, what? You know?
Yeah, so that game still to this day seems unfinished.
Yeah, you know, you came in and you're like, just give it to them. We'll fix it later until there is no later because people are like, you know what? I don't really like the graphics of Fortnite, but like, at least it's finished. At least, like, you know, they put me in this lobby and then I get there and everything is done. Or like, you know, they're constantly doing patches and letting me know what's going on. I feel like PUBG was like that step parent that was like, here's your bread and water. Be happy.
Like, here's your birthday
like,
present. My birthday was last week, Dad.
Yeah, like and it didn't feel fleshed out and thought out, but it blew up, and everyone was real excited and on that wave. But
I feel like all of that.
You can't get comfortable. That's just what it comes down to.
Yeah,
true.
I feel like all of that is a testament to they shouldn't make a story mode because they got other things to do.
Right.
No.
Yep.
But if you noticed that Fortnite got rid of their story mode for the most.
Oh, I am so upset about that.
They ignored it.
Yes.
For the battle royale portion. Yeah.
And that was their main thing.
But with the story modes, I feel like with the battle royale versus like the story mode thing, something that kind of always caught my eye was that not always, but it happened. Call of Duty was like, we're just gonna do it, battle royale style, and it was like, Call of Duty, once again, you're late, you're behind the punch, because everybody was creating all these aliens and outer space games, and then you came in last and made it. Everyone's creating all these battle royale options, and you came in last and you made this.
They're still like the biggest selling shooter, but they're following other people's trends. They're not setting a trend, which is what
they're not
original.
It makes zero sense that now we're moving like away from stories into just battle royales. Like,
I think it's starting
it's so
to transition
funny.
back though now.
As it should be, because it's so funny, because like the other day, I don't know, it's raining real bad out here, Chicago weather been real funky, but like the internet was acting up, and it was like, dang. And I think it was I don't know her, Modern Alchemist, who was like, she was like, when your internet acts up and all you play is multiplayer games, so you ain't got nothing to do. Yeah, I'm not about that life. Like, I need things that I can play by myself, and like, especially because there are no practice modes. First of all, if you haven't watched my video on Apex, you need to go watch it.
Don't do those promos.
There's no practice mode for like Apex, Fortnite, but if it had like a story mode, right? Fortnite with the story mode, you could be like, oh, okay, you did have to pay for it, but at least you could be like, but this is how it goes. It gets frustrating every time I die to go back to the lobby and wait, because as soon as I think like, oh man, I want to try this, but I'm also coming from fighting games where I could sit in a tutorial and die 100 times without having to reset. It's something about wanting to practice and to get good, by yourself.
They cater to different audiences. Like, you can take a little chunk of a game that's just a super focused multiplayer experience, and I feel like that, like, clearly that has worked.
Yeah.
But I do feel like people are, because everyone's jumping on that bandwagon, people are ready for more just, standalone single player experiences.
Just give me a firing range. That's it.
Firing
but
range.
If you noticed, and this is the last of this point, but Apex, amazing game, came out well flushed. Nobody heard about it until like a couple days before it came out. We played it, we loved it. There is no story mode, but what we play is solid. There's not many glitches. There's not much unstable. They don't have to do many patches. They don't even have a constant flow of heroes. They have their few heroes that they came out with an additional one. They got another one coming in another month or two.
Watson, yeah.
But everybody's playing it because of the combat, because of the way the game looks. It's just a great game. But I do agree.
Was that the point?
That was it.
He's like, I love Apex.
So also, Apex Legends is dope. Okay, so on that note, we're gonna completely do something non sequitur. We actually just got this news earlier today. Apparently, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft once again have come together to write a letter of disapproval to Trump regarding the Chinese tariffs. And we talked about those tariffs. I want to say, was it our first episode?
I think it was the first episode.
It was.
Yeah, so we talked about the fact that was going to be a thing that affects gamers, right? And, of course, the console industry has banded together, like they so seldomly do, to express that concern to the President of the United States, who is at fault for this stuff. So that's kind of monumental in and of itself, but it also brings back the worries of the fact that this is a real thing that's going to affect us, the gamers, in terms of money. So,
yeah.
So I also did something, I used to do This Week in Gaming, and if you don't know, now you know, right? And I talked about the tariffs, and I was like, there's going to be these tariffs on the graphics cards, right? You want to buy a graphics card for your PC, you're going to have to pay extra. But the way that it was being combated, I guess, or like a workaround, is if you bought like a whole PC, then the graphics card inside the PC won't be taxed. But now you're spending $1,000, $2,000 not to pay tax.
It's not a solution.
Yeah, and so like, I think that it's great that they did that, but y'all know DJT don't listen to no dang gone body.
Right, like how effective do you think something like, because to us in the gaming community, to see Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft coming together to do something, to us that screams powerful, but yeah, to like the United States government, do you think they give a damn?
I don't even think it's effective to us. Okay, so I want to say this to me, because earlier he was talking about We Love Apex. I don't know who this we business is, but I'm saying me. I don't think it's effective because I'm also not deep and invested into this console war. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, and like that used to be the move. But to see them coming together, these people have games on each one of their, that their platform shares. So it's not like they had any bad blood. It's not like Bloods and Crips writing,
it's not actual beef.
Letter,
right,
and so it's to
like
me, it's
friendly
not
rivalry.
Powerful. It's not like a statement. It's we all trying to make money, and you effing with our bag. Do you want to fight? Like that's what that is. Right. So like to me, it's not as powerful. And you're right. The government who doesn't understand Facebook, doesn't know the questions to ask Google, this is not going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big deal because they are very wealthy people, and they have something to say about business, and it depends how the rest of the country is going to take it, because they already don't take gamers seriously. But even if you are a million, billion, trillionaire in gaming, they're still going to see you as some type of nerd to not be taken as seriously. True. Even though you make the money, and it's probably just your job to keep things in order, and you probably have never played a video game in your life, but you have good business sense. But they think DJT got good business sense, and he don't have no BC sense.
And this is where that comes. This is where this comes into play with the next election.
Okay.
So obviously, if these tariffs do go through, okay, you better believe that whoever's running against him is going to have whatever political capital they need as far as money for their campaign, because there's going to be so many, like you said, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, who are going to want somebody.
Back them, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they're going to want to kind of fix this situation.
Yeah, Google too, right? Well,
I think
Google's not really making consoles,
but Stadia,
they're
doing Stadia.
Yeah, but
they trying.
It's a tariff on actual hardware, so they kind of are outside of it, since they don't have hardware to make off-site.
Besides controllers,
but honestly, it would show like good faith and solidarity with the greater gaming industry if Google, and I'm sure they would, because they're all for net neutrality and that kind of nonsense anyway. They'd probably sign a letter too if they had a console to make. You know what? I bet Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, when they had their meeting, they didn't even think to ask Google.
Hey man, you guys want to be a part of this?
Like, I bet you somebody mentioned it, was like, nah.
Maybe next time.
Oh, that's right. He's doing a thing, right?
Did we send out all the invites? Yeah.
Nintendo, did you put Google on the list?
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
Was I supposed to? Like,
I didn't know if y'all wanted to invite him.
Right. Nintendo over here looking at Xbox. No, that was your job.
Didn't you send him an Xbox Live invite? But I think, depending on the decision he makes, it is going to affect this election. That's something separate, but let's just hope he loses either way.
For a myriad of reasons, let's just hope he loses.
That's just all I'm saying.
Yeah, we can end this topic on that note. So, we've reached the end of the topics we have for today, but special treat. We have a new section where we're, especially since we have new faces showing up, we thought it'd be nice to kind of figure out some things about us as individuals. Maybe you can, maybe you don't. But in this section that I like to call Get to Know Us, we are going to ask each person going around, what are your top 3 favorite first-person shooters and why? Who wants to go first?
I haven't said too much recently, so I guess I can do something. Okay, so my top 3 first-person shooters of all time. Woo. Okay, so the first one has to be a throwback to me and my family. I gotta say the Halo series. I want to specify Halo 2. I have a lot of really good memories of Halo 1, but Halo 2, my brother and I picked it up. That was the first game I ever got day one. We picked it up day one, and we played the story that same night because it was so short. And it was just a really good experience. And then after that, we were old enough to really feel the difference in mechanics from one game to the next. So Halo 1 to Halo 2, we're like, okay, so, they added these extra things. We got this lunge action, the updated graphics, so we could really appreciate what a sequel was in a game. That's what Halo 2 kind of meant to me, and I love it for it. I've spent countless hours on Halo 2 with my brother and my friends back in the day. So that definitely makes my list of top first-person shooters.
So that's like your number 1?
I couldn't put it in
no particular order.
Yeah,
okay.
I couldn't put it in order.
Okay.
The next one is a lot newer. Overwatch. I love Overwatch.
Yeah, I could have guessed that.
I play Overwatch on a regular basis on our streams. We got Free for All Fridays, and we've got lots of people who join in. I love the story, the ambiguous story. I love the art style. I'm pretty good at it right now, so that's always a plus. And my girlfriend and I play a lot. That's kind of how we first started bonding. And yeah, I know. So I love that game. There's a lot that goes into it, and every time there's an update, you're definitely gonna see me on there. And the last one would have to be GoldenEye.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a classic. I played it with my boys back in the day. Same kind of deal. Summertime, close the door, and we're just there for hours. And then the moon is up, and you're like,
"Let me guess,
happened?"
You played his Odd Job.
Look, man. Let's talk about your games, all right? We're done talking about my stuff. No, you're right. Yeah.
Oh man, do you have your 3 ready, Jeff? You want to go next?
Yeah, I got mine. Perfect Dark, obviously my favorite first-person shooter. Top 3, obviously. I don't want to put an order either.
Okay.
That game was revolutionary as far as it was the first game on 64 to use the expansion, which showed with the graphics. Yeah, it was that one in Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, so they both came out like the same time.
Yeah,
I do remember that. Oh my gosh! Wow.
The guns had multiple functions. Like the one gun was, regular machine gun, and then you could throw it to be a proximity mine. The AI on there was ridiculous as far as the perfect bots. Like you would just never see them. You would just be dead.
They were super hard.
Yes. The weapons were cool. Like I said, it had like the Farsight gun, a gun that could see through walls and shoot through walls. The story was good, and I think it was a great game. Didn't continue with the second one, but yeah, it happens. My second one is probably gonna be Quake 64.
Wow, Quake!
Quake was a very, very, very good game. It was one of the first games I played that the enemy types kind of fought each other if they hit each other by accident.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know. Yeah, I don't remember. I think I only ever played like the multiplayer Quakes. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. See,
yeah, I've never
talking about stories and stuff. So Quake 64 was an amazing game. Like I said, it was one of the first games I seen that did that. The weapons were cool. It was a great game, and I loved it. My last one is probably gonna be, since you stole GoldenEye from me, I'm gonna use. I'm gonna go with the GameCube, I believe it was, where you could use like the grappling hook. I believe it's Live
Nightfire?
Die Another. No, it was Die Another Day. I know you could play. It was a GoldenEye game. It was a 007 game. We used to play it, and you had a grappling hook that you could use.
I feel like
pop around the map.
In multiplayer,
never
right?
dies.
I don't think no. Tomorrow Never Dies was a movie title. They never gave a movie title to the games. I
Was
feel
it
like the game
Nightfire?
we're talking about. Yeah, I think it was Nightfire.
Okay, because we used to play it on GameCube.
We did, yeah. I remember that.
And you would use a grappling hook to hook onto stuff.
Yeah,
kind of just be
I'm
there.
pretty sure it was Nightfire.
Okay. Yep, and that's my top 3. I mean, I would have put Gears in there, but it's a third-person shooter, just so you know.
It's not
But go ahead.
FPS.
I'm done.
Janae, do you want to go or you want me to?
I can go.
All right, go ahead.
So, what's funny is I think Overwatch breaks up my relationship, but it's cute that, it brought y'all together because...
That's hilarious.
You just... it'll have you rethink, but I think I think Borderlands really did it because I also don't know if you saw that video. We were definitely arguing, but we moved past that for the most part. Mm-hmm. But I count Borderlands as like maybe my number 2 FPS, and I count Overwatch.
I was gonna say I was hoping someone would bring up Borderlands because that's a great game that definitely deserves some attention.
Yeah, I can't wait for 3. But I would bring up Overwatch as my first. Overwatch is where I really just like I love mayhem. Like it be crashing my computer and everything. Like I love mayhem. So like if mayhem is on there, I am playing it.
Yeah.
And Overwatch has brought me into contact with so many people, like so many freaking people. A lot of the girls that like BGG, who are like my friends, like now like my actual friends. Now like we started on Overwatch. We actually started with that game that was like right before Overwatch, but you had to like play it. It was something with the B.
Battleborn?
Battleborn, yeah.
Battleborn, yeah.
It started with that, but Overwatch is great, and I really don't think I have a third one. Like I think I like Counter-Strike because I get so angry at it, and like sometimes those are key indicators to if you really like this game, because like then you.
Yeah,
like I like it. I don't like sniper rifles, but I like Counter-Strike for the most part, like playing it and like seeing myself get a lot better. I want to try out like Rainbow Six Siege next, or Siege 6, Rainbow Six
No,
Siege.
you had it right the first time.
Okay. But yeah, those are my 3.
Awesome. So these fools over here actually took 2 of my answers.
Nice.
Halo 2 is probably my number 1 favorite first-person shooter like ever. I was super sketchy about Xbox until Halo and then Halo 2. Like I got it because remember like the GameCube was so like there was nothing coming out for it, and like and as a gamer like it's depressing. So I was like, back then I was a Nintendo fanboy, so I was like, I'm not playing no PlayStation. I'm gonna get an Xbox. And I got an Xbox. Everyone was raving about Halo. I played Halo. I was like, it was okay. I liked it. It was fine. But when Halo 2 came out, and I somehow convinced my mom to get us a broadband internet connection when we're still like kind of new. Ooh. So I was able to get online. I joined like a Halo 2 clan and stuff. I played Halo 2 every night for hours, son. Like Halo 2 is the reason why I love first-person shooters in general, and like why I still have like skill for like the reason why I'm nice with Hanzo is thanks to Halo. Like that's why I'm good with like leading characters and projectile weapons because of Halo. Like
wait, when did you get good with Hanzo?
This guy.
I am flabbergasted.
But yeah, it was my first introduction to like true online gaming and stuff. Like talking to people online over headsets, like an online community. Like that's why I'm still so in love with that today, because like at the time I did have actual friends that were just online friends, and like we would talk in chat rooms and like message boards and stuff. Like we had like a clan page and all this stuff. It was like a whole other like life. Halo 2 was, and then it came back around because once I started college, everyone played Halo 2, so you would bond with like other dorm mates. Like we did like the LAN party things where you threw cables out the window down to like the top floor, where like just fun as hell. So I love Halo 2, one of my favorite games of all time, and definitely my top first-person shooter. But immediately following that is Perfect Dark. I love that franchise so much. Like I feel like that game was so ahead of its time. Like what it did. And the thing is, people love to bring up GoldenEye like Blue did, but like I feel like they just didn't play Perfect Dark because it's literally a sequel.
I didn't play Perfect Dark.
It's the sequel. Like the
He
same.
was like, I secede. I have no idea. What
Like
that
it's the
gameplay
same
is
company.
like.
It's the second first-person shooter that Rare made after GoldenEye was released. It's a spiritual successor in that way. So think of GoldenEye and then just put everything you can imagine on top of it. They had not just a cooperative mode where you could play the story with another person throughout the whole thing.
Yep.
They had a counter-operative mode where you could play as a bad guy. Like you would be a random bad guy in the level against the person who's playing.
Yep, that's
and,
true.
Wow.
Yeah, and like if they somehow, if you were like lost and couldn't get back to wherever the player was, everybody had a suicide pill on them. It was like a cyanide capsule that you could just kill yourself and then respawn
That
as a
game
new
was so crazy.
enemy. That game is crazy. Like the customization that you could do, like that was before Halo 2, like where they had all the modifiers and stuff. Perfect Dark did it first. So yeah, they had randomly generated faces that would show up on different characters, and on multiplayer you could literally just put whatever head you wanted on whatever body. Like you could put like the alien head on like the enemy woman's body and stuff, or like put different heads on the alien. But it was like craziness. Like it was so open and customizable. So that's my number 2, and then my number 3 would have to be Portal 2. So maybe I'm kind of pushing it in terms of a shooter because you don't really shoot stuff in that game.
We knew you was gonna do something crazy.
It's more of a puzzle thing.
Oh, wait! I didn't pick a third one, right? I'm
No,
so
you picked
sorry.
Counter-Strike.
Sorry.
You like hyperventilating?
You got
It's all right.
Splitgate Arena.
Oh, that just released.
Oh wow. That
Splitgate
the
Arena
list
be having
already?
me ready to fight, boy. Like
You would put that on your list of top 3 FPSs like today. That game came out not even a month ago.
Yes, you said Portal, and I was like,
'cause
I never got
It's
Portal.
literally just Halo
And then
Portal.
my biggest problem is Splitgate Arena because you have portals and you can shoot through portals. Gee, like, I can't get good at that game, but I love it.
But yeah, the thing about Portal 2 is like the way they infused the gameplay with the story it told. I don't think any other game has done that as well. And then on top of it, like the whole thing is like funny. It's lighthearted and entertaining. And then it had like think of like The Simpsons or Futurama, where like they're hitting you with comedy, but then also like kind of deep underlying story. Yeah. Like they'll hit you with feels. They do that in Portal 2, like all the way through. Like there's like some dark stuff going on in that game. There's like sad stuff. There's funny stuff. And then there's like just super interesting stuff, like the music, the sound, like that game is amazing. And honestly, I keep saying this, I'm gonna say it as many times as possible. Portal 2 has the best ending sequence of any video game ever in existence. Period. Point blank.
Really?
Best ending in a game ever. Portal 2.
That's a heavy claim, man.
I will go to my play it, and you will see what I'm talking about.
No, never. Honorable mentions to BioShock and honorable mentions to Destiny 2.
Right, yeah. I would. Yeah. Destiny 2 would probably be a close 4th.
Yes, I believe 4 for me. Couldn't put it on top 3, but shout out to Destiny 2.
So those are our top 3 first-person shooter games. We're going to move somewhat quickly into trivia, if you guys are up for it.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, this is a brand new section.
Lego.
I have 5 trivia questions. I am going to throw them in the doc now, but I'm going to read them all to you so you don't necessarily have to follow along with them there. Matter of fact,
yeah, nobody said reading was involved. No, I'm just
no reading. Let's just subtitle.
Right.
Okay, so they're going to show up there. Pay attention to it if, I guess, you need to revisit. But question number 1. So there are going to be multiple choice. I know what the right answer is. Of course, you guys don't. I'm going to keep a little tally for you dudes and dudettes.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
And we'll see who comes out on top at the end. Right?
What won?
So, question number 1. You guys are aware of the game Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
He is there.
The character Conker, who was a rare character, we talked about rare games. He had a game before Conker's Bad Fur Day. It was actually the only game before Conker's Bad Fur Day. He's not actually a long-running series character, right? What was the name of that game? The only previous game to Conker's Bad Fur Day. We have A.
Oh my gosh.
Conker Live and Reloaded. B. Conker's Quest. C. Conker's Pocket Tales. Or D. 12 Tales Conker 64.
B.
Jeff is gonna go B.
I think that A sounds too much of a sequel. C sounds like that newer game that just came out, and I've never heard nothing about 12 Tales Conker 64. So I think B is the better choice.
Okay, Blue's gonna go B.
Yeah.
Junae, what do you got?
I'm gonna go B because my last name starts with B.
All right, sound logic.
That's a good reason.
Okay,
That's
all
how
three of
we
you
passed
guys
my
are
quest.
actually incorrect.
Wow.
The
which
correct
one was
answer
it?
is
Was it A?
Conker's Pocket Tales, C.
Pocket Tales.
The only
That
other
sounds
Conker
like a
game was
mobile
actually a
game.
Game Boy Color game. It was not on any other console. And Pocket
wow.
Tales was a Game Boy game. See, the thing is, these were kind of red herrings because Conker's Quest was a canceled game. Conker Live and Reloaded was the sequel. It was like the re-release of Bad Fur Day. And then 12 Tales Conker 64 was also a canceled 64 game. It was the previous name for Bad Fur Day before it became Bad Fur Day.
Wow. Okay, cool.
So
you pulled a red herring.
You got it.
nobody gets a point first round. Still got 4 questions left. So
I was
next
thinking about
question.
Super Lucky Tail.
Right.
That's what when I saw.
Yeah.
Pocket Tales, I was like,
I felt
man.
like that might come up. So next question. Which of the following games are not on the lineup for the SNES Classic? If you don't know what that is, it's the tiny mini console that Nintendo released. Has a curated library from Nintendo of the most popular games. So, which game among the 4 listed is not on that lineup? A. Final Fantasy III. B. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. C. Star Fox 2. D. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. We'll start with Jeff again since he started first last time.
I'm gonna go with D.
D. You think it's not on the list? Okay. Jeff's going D. Blue. What you got?
I think I'm gonna go with on the SNES.
Yep.
He's thinking Final Fantasy 3.
No, actually, I was thinking Super Ghouls and Ghosts. No. Star Fox 2. Star
Fox 2. You want to go with?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm gonna go with. Oh man, I think I just messed myself up.
Are you looking at the panel?
Okay. Yeah, I'm like looking at the choices of crap. Okay. We'll go with Star Fox 2.
All right. Junae.
I think it's D because Star Fox. You didn't ask me why, but
I mean, you can tell us why. It's fine. You can logic it out. It's fine.
yeah, Star Fox. The game came out, right? The new one, Starlink, Atlas and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Super Ghouls. I don't know nothing about that. Obviously, Final Fantasy is going to be on there because Final Fantasy is on the PS Classic Mini or whatever that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And Ninja Turtles just doesn't get love like that. Like, I think that's it.
Okay. Blue is incorrect. Jeff and Junae have scored points.
That's what I love to hear.
So you guys are both on the board with that
All
one.
right.
Yes, it is correct. Star Fox 2 was sort of a red herring because that game was only ever released on the SNES Classic. It didn't actually release ever on the SNES. Like, it was like a special edition because the game was never released. But yeah, Final Fantasy 3, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, both are on there. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. One of my favorite games on SNES, not on there.
Jeff, what's wrong with your hand?
Right, yeah, what are you doing right now?
Zero.
It did not look like you were throwing up
I thought we were
zeros.
keeping this family friendly.
Wow.
Oh my god. Okay.
What's the next question?
Yeah, we're gonna move on to the next question real quick, real fast. All right. I hope you guys were Nickelodeon lovers. Which Nickelodeon show never got a video game release? A. Invader Zim. B, Doug, C, Our Real Monsters, or D, Rocket Power? Jeff, what do you got?
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna go first.
Oh, go ahead.
Because
Go
I'm
right
not
ahead.
afraid to fail. Our Real Monsters had to have a video game. That was like my favorite show, and I feel like I remember it kind of being like I feel like I remember being a video game. I feel like Doug was. This is gonna sound stupid, but Doug was
man.
that. But like, there was too much sidewalk in Doug for it not to have been a video game. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like,
I understand exactly what you
like,
mean when you
there
say
was
that.
good side, like you know that hill in every anime.
Oh
like
my
it was
God.
too much sidewalk to be in Doug. Rocket Power seems like super obvious, but not really, because what would you do? And Invader Zim seemed like it could have been a PS2 thing. So I'm gonna say Rocket Power.
Okay, so you're saying Rocket Power did not have a game.
Yeah, but like, what would it have been? I don't know. What would Invader Zim have been? You know, I don't know.
You chose your choice. I'm not gonna help you out. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so Junae is locked in at D. Jeff, you have an answer?
I'm gonna go Invader Zim.
You think Invader Zim did not have a game?
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff
Yep.
is going Invader Zim. Blue.
I kind of agree with Janae. Like Doug at the time, like that's when they were making video games of everything, and Doug was way too easy to make a video game out of.
Simpsons
But
had a game.
Yeah, but I
Simpsons
don't
had
remember
multiple
a
games.
Doug game. That's my problem.
Man.
I feel like I remember All Real Monsters, like the dude with the eyeballs just like throwing them and then it's coming back. That's what I feel like I remember, but that just might be me just trying too hard to remember.
Just creating memories in
imagining
your brain.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like Invader Zim was so popular. I think it's more of a cult classic.
Yeah, Mo had a cult. Yeah.
But I feel like there was a game made out of it.
Maybe you think about Psychonauts.
No, but I know that's the same vein. I'm just gonna have to choose.
We need an answer.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Doug, just to switch up the votes.
So you're
because I don't
going
want to.
B,
I'm
Doug.
gonna go with Doug. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Jeff has the only correct answer.
Oh my gosh.
So there is
What is
no Invader Zim video game, at least that I could find. I tried really hard to search.
Hold on, Zay.
I mean, I did research. I'm not gonna go off of what some random dude says.
Invader Zim had a video game. My boo used to work at GameStop. Y'all not about to play me.
Hey,
He
actually,
said they had a video game.
Our Real Monsters absolutely had a video game. It was on Super Nintendo.
But there was a Game Boy Advance game that I explicitly remember Invader Zim being on the cover of.
but they didn't have their own.
Untrue.
game.
Go search for it right now, and I'll secede my answer. But Doug had a Game Boy game. It was based on the movie that came out, Doug's Big Movie. It was called Doug's Big Game.
Oh man, it's terrible.
And then Rocket Power had, I think, a PS1 or PS2 game, and it was basically a
skateboarding
Tony
game,
Hawk's
yeah.
Pro Skater clone. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he couldn't find one, but I think that's weird that there was.
But
But
it probably wasn't well received, and it was on Game Boy Advance.
was it? Okay, I thought it
This
would been
was-
more
this
of
was
like
at
a
the tail end of the
PS2.
Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
You're going to have to
DS
prove it to me. But anyway, Jeff gets a second point.
There we go.
Hey, Blue.
So,
yeah.
2 points, boy.
Currently,
I
the score
called
is...
in a lifeline, y'all. My bad. I know that wasn't allowed. Go ahead.
Currently, Terrence is at 0, Junae is at
Yes.
1, and Jeff is at 2. So we're going to move on to our next question. Oh, what did I do?
Lord it. That
Our
next
fourth
question.
I'm sorry. Third question. Damn. How many questions did I just ask? One. You asked
You're
that
on
one.
this one right here.
We all got
Okay,
one
okay.
wrong.
All right. Yeah. I'm on
Yeah.
4. I couldn't find 4 for a second. All right.
Okay.
How many unique power-ups exist in the Mario universe? So this is across all different games. We're just asking how many different kind of power-ups exist. Your best guesstimate. A, 36. B, 55. C, 71. Or D, 80 plus.
I'll
I'm
go
gonna say.
first this time.
Oh,
I'll
go
go
ahead.
first this
Yeah,
time.
go ahead, Blue.
80 plus feels like the right answer because there's been so many games, but so many powers get reused on a regular basis. So I'm feeling like it's either going to be B or C, And I'm gonna go with B. 55.
55. Okay.
I got a quick question. Does
Oh.
that mean Mario Kart as well?
Check you out, Jeff.
I
Ooh.
just want to make sure.
Oh,
We gotta
my.
find out.
I mean, you know what? I'm not sure. No, let me just find what I looked at and see if it. real fast.
Because I changed the game.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
So
Okay,
think,
alright.
think mainline or think like mainline Mario platformers.
Okay. I'm gonna go with C.
C71.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Junae, what you got on?
I'm just gonna go with 36 because it's a nice even number and it's not 80.
That is. Yeah. That is a
So
nice even number.
that's all I got.
Okay,
If it's 80 plus, I'm gonna be so bad.
It is
Right?
indeed 80
You're gonna be
plus.
like, no way.
You guys are all wrong. It is 80 plus
What?
unique power-ups.
That's such a trash number. That would be it. That is such a trash.
That is so
For
crazy.
real?
That
Yes,
is
there are that
a
many.
trash
Start counting.
number.
There are that many. So no one gets a point that round. Jeff is still in the lead. So at this point, Terrence has no chance of winning.
What about
Junae-
Double Jeopardy?
Junae has the chance to tie it up, and then Jeff has a chance to, maintain his win. But we're gonna go to our final question. You can still answer, Blue. It's okay. You can get on board.
I
if
was
possible.
like, dang, my man's can't answer.
No, son, no answers for you.
Right? No.
I'll answer after y'all, so I'm not gonna influence you guys one way or another.
Okay, makes sense.
Just answer
Well,
first.
you wouldn't influence anybody in the right direction. Say that.
Okay.
That's not what I said.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so-
not what I said.
Question number 5.
Donate
Fujin.
points. Can I donate points to Blue Balls for that? Because you didn't have to do him like that.
Okay. Final
Let's
question.
go.
Fujin from the Mortal Kombat series, introduced in
Lord.
Mortal Kombat 4. I don't think he's shown up since. Is the god of what? A. Chaos. B. Water. C. Wind. D. Blood.
What was the question again?
Fujin.
He's a Mortal Kombat character. He is the god of what?
Oh, okay. I got you.
A. Chaos. B. Water. C. Wind. D. Blood.
I've talked to you guys before on our previous streams about how I feel about Mortal Kombat.
I thought you said you were going to answer last, though.
What's that?
I thought you said you were going to answer last.
I did, yeah. I was just saying. I told you how I feel about it.
I'm gonna go with A.
A. Chaos.
Chaos. Yeah.
Jeff is going to lock in A. Junae, do you have a answer or a guess?
Fujin is real close to Mount Fuji, so I'm gonna say wind.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh, look at you.
Implying some
my.
logic to the equation.
And
What you got?
Blue's gonna say.
I'm gonna say the wrong answer is water.
So you're saying you're going to pick water or
I don't know, Fuji water. It could also be
like Fiji?
I know it's not blood because the one chick Scarlet was in that game as well.
blood.
Yeah.
I thought rain was water, but I mean, I don't think he was the god of water. So I'm just go with B though.
Okay. we're gonna
Okay.
go with B.
And he got his powers from old boy.
So we ended up with a tie between Jeff and Junae.
Oh,
The correct answer
God
is
dang
wind. Fujin is
Good
the
job,
wind
Junae.
god.
Man.
Thank you.
Terrence,
Do we have a tiebreaker?
if I can think of something real quick off the top of my head.
So
It's
that's a
gonna
no.
be something I don't know. Absolutely not. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
I tried to
something-
make the ones that I had on paper more general. So, okay, here's one. All right, since I'm looking at the thing, Ninja Turtles, the Ninja Turtles TV show. It was short lived on Fox, I believe. Added a fifth sister.
Yes.
What was her name? Don't
Oh
spit it
my
out.
goodness.
Don't spit it
Go
out.
ahead. Are you going
Do-
A, B, C, D, or we're just?
Yeah, but I gotta
Okay.
think of the answer.
Okay, I was like, because
Do y'all both know what it is?
Because she used
I-
magic.
if I hear
I
it, I
remember her.
know. Like, I know what color she
Oh.
was and everything.
Okay, hold on,
like,
give me a second.
like I could see her, but I don't.
That was very short lived too.
Yeah, it was like I want to say it was like maybe 1 or 2 seasons.
It was like a
It showed up on
live-action
Netflix
one,
too.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it showed up on Netflix a while back, and it's awful. It's way more awful than you could imagine if you would have watched that show.
It was like Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers realm. That's kind of how it was.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's not cool.
Man, I'm struggling to kind of come up with dummy names.
Put Jeff on there.
Yeah.
Wow. Look, Jeff, Junae, 2 real names.
Look, I got 0 points.
Put
so.
Bushmaster on. Put Bushmaster on there.
You gonna stop calling me Bushmaster?
Is that the joke? No, that's not right. No,
Hey.
no, that's not right.
Hey.
No, you can't talk to him, son. No, no, that's not right. No, you can't do that. No.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna let that slide. Those are fighting words.
So
Bushmaster is a disgrace. Okay.
Okay, bonus question.
Bonus question.
The 5th Ninja Turtle, the sister, her name was what? A, Joan, B, Venus, C, Ophelia, or D, Angel?
Do I get to guess?
Go ahead, because you can't win at this point.
Yo, why you gotta say it like that? You could just say yes.
It's a tiebreaker. But sure, why not? Participate.
I think it's Ophelia.
Ophelia. Blue says Ophelia, guys.
What was those names again?
A, Joan. B, Venus. C, Ophelia. D, Angel.
Ophelia makes sense, but I can't shake it. I can't justify it. You know, like it makes sense, but my heart is like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So what's the brain going to decide?
I'm not gonna pick Joan either. I'm gonna pick Angel, but it's so out of place because everyone else is a painter and old. You know, like an old name, but I'll just pick Angel and go about my lifestyle.
Okay, so Jeff, either it stays a tie or he breaks it. I mean, I don't.
I'm gonna go with Venus.
Jeff is correct. The answer is Venus.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm surprised that
Jeff.
these that you guys went for these bait.
I was
these
like,
bait
girls.
names.
I was like, wait, you know, like the girls are from Venus type thing, and I was like, yo, Junae, chill out. Like,
you know, all the rest of the turtles are painters. They went with Venus, who I guess is based off Venus de Milo, which is a work of art, but not a painter.
okay.
But like Joan is kind of a historical name, like Joan of Arc.
That's,
and then Ophelia is also
Joan
like a
my
historical
favorite.
name, and Angel was kind of I couldn't think of
do
nothing
Joan,
else.
but I'm like, Ophelia's not it either. But I was like, I can't. I guess I probably should just pick.
Okay, so Jeff is the winner with 3 points. I hope you guys enjoyed the trivia thing. I'll probably bring this back if we ever have, if we're lacking in terms of topics to discuss like we did this week. But I want to thank everybody once again for joining up. I want to give special thanks to Junae, our newest member.
Welcome.
Hope we'll be seeing you. What's the word I'm looking for? Regularly.
Yes.
Going forward. But other than that, Jeff, do you have anything you want to plug?
No. Make sure to check out the streams this week. Come through. Come say hi. Come play. We do a little bit of everything all week. We got a variety of different games. Make sure to check out our podcast. We don't only have it on YouTube, but we also have it on iTunes. And I believe it's on Google Play.
Google Podcasts, it's on all those joints.
Everything.
So definitely pop on and check us out.
True. Blue, what you got to plug?
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Blue Bones, BLUB0NES. You know me, bad at trivia. I appreciate y'all coming through. Come check out my Mixer channel. I'm working through Final Fantasy right now. It's super awesome. We got what's it called? Shadowbringers. And it's a whole new rework. I'm super excited about it. Come check it out, and of course the YouTube channel and the podcast. Keep it funky. You know what I'm saying? Come through.
What's up, Junae? What you want to plug?
I just put up a whole bunch of. I just edited a whole bunch of content recently, and it's going to go up. So come check out my YouTube channel. I put some highlights of my streams on there. Also check out my nerdy teas that are definitely geared towards Black women, but first. Black women in mind, and then everyone else. Check those out at kernelsandcons.com. And yeah, I won't be streaming lately because I am going on a tour.
Ooh.
So I won't be streaming, but I'll be putting up content. So like the best place to catch me is gonna be on YouTube. I just released a really funny tweet today, also with a dancehall song in there. If you've seen it, you know it's funny.
Like.
Yep. That's it though.
All right, that's what's up. So me, as always, you can catch me on pretty much all social media as Sigma Gears 9. Please check out the regular streams that we do on Mixer.
Yep.
And please check out my latest review on Gamumentary's YouTube for my friend Pedro, like I just talked about.
Yeah.
Currently working on a new game.
Don't you actually have a friend named Pedro?
I don't, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Okay. Never mind.
But yeah, check it out. Also check out the stuff that the Gamumentary team is doing on Escapist. We're actually going to be merging with that channel sometime soon, I'm hearing. So,
okay.
Keep on the lookout for that. So please do like, subscribe, support us with the way we support you with, this quality video game content. So that's going to be it for episode 6. Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Shaking my head at these niggas that don't speak. Trying to get bread, your niggas in deep sleep. At least I'm woke, nigga, I'm a beast, at least I know. Whoa. Trying to get rid of me, but I am the epitome of acidity. Like a spat in every city.